As you know, the United States has been very active in trying to persuade particularly our allies, but for that matter, the entire world, that they ought to really think twice about using Huawei. Now why do I say that? I say that for reasons I really can't tell you about. I'm on the Intelligence Committee. I'm number 2 on the Intelligence Committee, and we've been dealing with this since Huawei rolled this out. What I have told every country that visits me and asks that same question, I say, sit down in a skiff with people who have the appropriate clearance and listen to what your national security people, what your intelligence people have to say. And walk out of that room and ask yourself, you know, yeah, it's cheaper, but do we really want to be hooked into a company that is a Chinese company that is controlled, absolutely, totally controlled by the Communist Party and has access to every bit of information that Huawei has access to? Do you really want to do that? Is it worth the cheaper price to do that? And people have to understand China is an authoritarian country. They don't have companies that can operate by themselves. If the Communist Party walks in and says, we want your books, we want this, we want that, we want your computers, they are entitled to get to every speck of information that they have. And if you're hooked up to Huawei, they have access to it. Stay away from Huawei.
I mean, those people living in the advanced liberal democracies do not want to be controlled by China, do not want to be controlled by an authoritarian regime. But there are many people in the world living in the developing country who wants to get a better life, more convenient life, more prosperous life, and for them, unfortunately or fortunately, China represents an opportunity. And they do not care much about being controlled by China, probably. How do you respond to that kind of things? I mean, probably we have to think seriously about presenting alternative opportunity to those people so that they don't have to be attracted.
I hear what you're saying. You're exactly right on that. There are people who will give up their freedoms in order to have a better standard of living. And those who do that, in my judgment, will wind up with neither, really. Look, the free market capitalist system is the best system, bar none. If you came from another planet, you came here, you weren't political, you didn't know anything, and you went around and said, well, we're going to start a country. What system do we want? What would you look at? You'd look at what we have, all of us who are first world countries that operate in a capitalist system, and you'd say, why is it like this? And why is it like that in other countries? It's capitalism that got us here. If people are willing to subject themselves to that authoritarian control in order to get a slightly better standard of living, there's probably not much you can do about it other than showing them, and they make the free choice.